Hello everyone, I am the Crusher here, and today I will be talking about the fundamentals of flying machines and how you can use them as elevators in your world to impress your friends and basically just show off. So if we step right inside of here, we can just press this button and we get lifted to the second floor. And of course, if you want to go down to the ground level, just press the button up there and you're all the way back down here. This is an incredibly simple design, and while it may look daunting at first, it's actually pretty easy to understand, and that's why I will be showing you how to build it today. For today's first flying machine, all you need is 6 slime blocks, 2 sticky pistons, and 2 observers. It's as simple as that. First place 2 slime blocks down, and then an observer facing down next to the first slime block. Finally, put a sticky piston facing up, and then you have the first half of your flying machine. This will propel the entirety of it forwards once it's done. Place a slime block on top of the sticky piston and put another sticky piston facing down. Because you need to power the sticky piston, you have to build out with 2 blocks, it doesn't matter which blocks, and then place an observer facing into that block. Once you remove it, you have the observer powering the sticky piston. You can then place 3 slime blocks on top and 3 decoration blocks on top of those. Now these blocks can be anything that you want that doesn't get broken by piston moving, but make sure it's not an immovable block like a blast furnace, chest, or obsidian, because then your entire flying machine can't move anywhere, and then it wouldn't be a flying machine. So if we just power this observer here by flicking on this redstone, we can see it starts to fly up. And now that is your first flying machine. But we can go one step further. The great thing about this design is it's tileable. So this means that we can basically make however big of a flying machine we want as long as we alternate between slime blocks and honey blocks. In case you were wondering, this is because slime blocks don't stick with honey blocks. And this allows 2 flying machines to go side by side without actually having to worry about the piston push limit. And so there we have it, that's the second flying machine right there. And remember to always put obsidian on top and underneath your flying machines while you're building it. Because if the observers pick up something you don't want it to, one flying machine will go crazy and it'll get stuck to the other one, breaking the entire system. And so that won't happen once it's all done, but when you're in the process of building it, make sure to have those immovable blocks handy. So there we go, the entire platform moves down. So there we have it, the tileable flying machine that can grow as big as you want, as long as you just keep alternating. And now that you have a flying machine done, you're gonna want to know how you can power it in an elevator shaft. So first of all, these are blast furnaces. The only downside to this design is the fact that the elevator shaft has to be made out of immovable objects. Otherwise, the slime blocks and the honey blocks will get stuck on the walls and the entire system won't work. As for the elevator shaft, all you need is a button powering a block, and then a redstone dust right outside of it, so that the button is powering this redstone dust. The observers will detect that the redstone is powered, and then it will convey it to this line of redstone, which puts it into this repeater, and then the repeater powers the block, which in turn powers this redstone signal, and the observers that are on the inside pick it up. Now the only reason why there's a block here is to end up stopping the light from going inside the elevator shaft and to preserve the effect of having a darkened elevator shaft. We can see the same feature here. We have the button powers redstone dust, the observers pick it up. The redstone dust translates all the way over here to where the observers are in the flying machine. So the 2 points where the observers are in the flying machine are the very bottom of it, as you can see here, and at the very top. So if I send it back down, we can see that if we break this wall right here, the observers are right here. And this is why you want to power it at either the bottom or the side, because the bottom's going to push it up, and then the top is, if you power it on the side, it's going to push it down. So that concludes the actual build. Now, if you want to understand a little bit more about how flying machines work, stick around, because I'll be going over that right now. And so the main part of flying machines is the fact that the observers are detecting the movement. Once you power the observers once, it sort of goes through an infinite thing, because every time the observer is pulled up, the observer notices that it's getting moved, and it sends more power to this piston, and when this piston fires, that in turn moves this observer. Because this observer is being moved, it detects it, and it powers this. That means that it's constantly pushing this side up, the top half, and then it's also yanking down and reaching for the bottom half, as we can see right here. And so it's quite simple if you just realize that the pistons are being powered by the observers. The only thing complicated about flying machines and daunting is how to create them in the first place. But hopefully now you have a healthy understanding of how to use flying machines and to create an elevator out of them. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, please leave a like down below so that I know that my content is helping. Now I am the Crusher Hero, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.